Good morning, everyone. So meeting for life skills theme discussion. We have our new theme, which is recycling. So to have the bins inside and everything is a bit difficult. And in class, we would have been able to go outside and we would have been able to discuss the different bins and everything. Such is life. Okay, so recycling, what is it? Tell me. So recycling is anything that you use again. Waste that you would have thrown away, but you use it again. So reuse, reduce, recycle. So reduce, when they say reduce, they mean reduce the amount of plastic that you use, reduce the amount of commonly plastic or not aluminium foil, styrofoam especially. Styrofoam is a big problem with the pollution and everything. And technically aluminium foil, but the type where it's the chip packets and things like that. So reducing that, how can you reduce that? By buying from a market instead of a big store where they use plastic packaging, instead of just putting the oranges out with their own packaging. They usually, at a market, they usually sell it just like that. You put it in your bag. You can have a brown bag or a material bag, whichever you prefer to use, or just a basket. But then instead of the plastic packaging, you put the fruits and vegetables straight into your basket, which is great because it's a lot of less plastic that you use. I used to go to normal stores, but here in Johannesburg I found a very nice market where they sell everything organically. So no plastic is used when they package the stuff. Only meat they use the brown plastic type paper stuff. But yeah, anyway, so that's recycle and reduce. And then reuse is, for example, a tin that you had food in, baked beans. You have the tin and now you want to throw away the tin. But instead of having to throw it away, you can use it for stationery, you can use it to plant herbs in, you can use it for literally anything. You can make a metal toy car out of it. So instead of throwing it away and it going to lie at the dump and taking years and years and years to kind of, it won't disintegrate, but just to disappear into the earth will take years and years. So instead of doing that, you'd rather reuse. So that's recycle, reuse, reduce. Okay. So now, what is waste? Let's start with that. Before you say your clothes are waste, what is waste? So waste is anything that you would throw away. So it can be clothes, okay? It can be that you have holes in your clothes and you obviously don't want to wear it anymore. So you can either donate it, you can fix it up and give it to charity, you can make other stuff with it, reuse it. For example, if it's a really old, really ugly t-shirt, instead of giving it to charity to someone who also doesn't want to wear it, you can give it to your mom. She can cut it up into little square blocks and you can use it as a dust cloth. So there's a lot of options when it comes to waste. Okay, for example, if you have a butternut, you're making butternut and you have to pull out you have to take out the seeds and that mulchy, those stringy stuff that's in between the seeds. Instead of throwing it away, okay, it will decompose, but instead of throwing it away, you can dry it, wash it, dry it, and you can plant it either now or you can put it in a drawer and plant it next year. Okay, things that are also waste is obviously plastic. So recycling is a very big job. There's specific codes, there's specific labels which tell you this is a hard plastic, it is part of this process to recycle it, so it must go into this heap of plastic. So if you really want to recycle, the common thing is to just take it to a recycling place and they sort it for you because they know by now. For example, metal is the same. If you look at a coffee tin, you'll see there are codes how to recycle. So then usually a glass, everything, they melt it and they reuse it. If you recycle paper, they shred it up, make new paper from it. So everything can be recycled, but instead of making it such a huge job for the recycling people or making it an expensive process, you could rather reuse or reduce. Okay, so instead of saying, we're going to put it in the recycling bin and they'll melt it into a new plastic thing, instead of saying that, just avoid plastic overall. No. Okay, so the thing that we need to talk about is in our handbooks on page 42 and 43. Okay, I don't know if both cameras can see. Not that it matters that this one can see. Okay, so page 42. What is waste? Waste is rubbish that you throw away. So on this tray, what would be waste? What would you have thrown away? I would throw away the biscuit packet, the packaging for the biscuit. The milk bottle looks glass, so you'd obviously reuse it to put in plants, to use it as a vase, to put in juice, to take to school, things like that. The cup you won't throw away, the spoons you won't throw away, the sugar you'll use. So, okay, the packaging you'll throw away and the tea bags you'll throw away. Do you guys agree? Okay, but now, tea bags, what can you do with them instead of throwing them away? You can let them dry out, put paraffin on them, let them dry out, use them as fire lighters. You can also put them, break apart the tea bag and put them inside your pot plants. It's very full of nutrients, so it's very good for the plants. The packaging of the biscuits, sometimes they are in these little, like a Tupperware thingy, and then the plastic over it. So that little tray tin thingy, I don't eat cookies, so I can't show you. My mom has loads of them. So you can keep that tray thingy that the cookies are in. And then my mom, what she does, she makes jelly or, like individual jellies. So each person gets a little square of jelly for dessert. So she's very, very good at doing that, keeping junk. Okay, so what is recycling? Anything that can be used again. What can you recycle? So boxes, paper, glass, tin, most of plastic can be recycled. Material, metal, wood, all of those things can be recycled. Or metal, wood and things you would rather reuse. Okay. Then what cannot be recycled? Things that cannot be thrown away safely. For example, batteries. You don't throw away batteries. You don't throw away the tubes, ultraviolet tubes, the lights that we have in class. You don't throw them away. And most of the time you shouldn't throw away light bulbs, anything like that. Okay. Then, what happens to our waste? So what happens to our waste is that we put it in the bin people take it away, they collect it, they take it away to the trash yard, and then they burn it. And this also causes pollution. So whether they burn it or not, it's still pollution. Okay. Then recycling at home and at school. So at home it's very easy for me to recycle because I'm the only one in the house. So it's very easy for me. I know in a big house it's very difficult because not everyone goes through the whole process of looking, okay, this is plastic, put it in this bin, this, but yeah, it's difficult. Okay, How can we use less waste? We can buy things that are not in packets or plastic. We can use packets, paper and bottles again, but these cool drink bottles aren't made to reuse and reuse and reuse and reuse. So rather use it, for example, to keep your bath water in. Like, you know, sometimes our water gets cut and you keep water bottles in the bathroom, keep it in there. Or use it to water your garden or things like that. Plant plants in them. Okay. We can use our waste for other purposes. Okay, so which can go into the rubbish bin and which can't. So you can do page 43 for me and send me a picture do it into your Pink Life Skills book and send it to me. Yeah, okay. Then let's just quickly go through this. Okay, life skills, what is waste? We did recycling to use again. So egg cartons you can use for 3D art. A milk bottle you can use for a bird feeder. An old drawer you can grow herbs in. And then compost for garden, you will have your kitchen waste, all the natural things, not the things like plastic and things that you know you have to throw away. Banana peels, apple cores, things like that. And not onions and potato peels, because they give like a weird worm breeds in them. It's difficult to explain in English. It's a worm, but it's not a good worm like an earthworm that you want in your compost heap. It's a bad worm. Okay, so that is recycling. Thank you.